All right, now I know what you're thinking. Someone got stabbed. Someone died. There was drama. You know, my whole world, my house burned down. But no, this is a pretty average story that I'm going to be telling to you today. In fact, she didn't even really have sex with anyone. Well, she did, but that was only after she broke up with me, or I broke up with her. But this is the story of how I was cheated on. Now, I think this is worthwhile to tell because I mean, really, my target audience here are people my age, or is people my age, rather. I'm 16 years old. At the time of the story, I was 15. I was a freshman in high school. My first ever relationship. It was some fun stuff. Not really, as we'll come to find here. So yeah, like I said, this was my first real girlfriend. I mean, I had kind of like a flick type of thing in middle school, but like nothing really super serious. So I met this girl in my gym class. I should give her a name. We're gonna call her Nicole. Her name was not Nicole, and anyone who watches this that goes to my school knows her name is not Nicole. So it's not like this is like starting any. We don't even have a Nicole at our school that people know, or at least my friends know anyway. So we're gonna call her Nicole. Now I first saw Nicole in my gym class, which is where everyone finds love, of course. What a great spot to find gym class where, you know, hold on just a second. Where you know, the I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this. The well put together kids combine with some of the not so well put together kids, if that makes sense. And I don't even mean that like it's trying to like sugarcoat it. Like that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you know, some people don't have the best home life, and as a result, that kind of reflects on their behavior. You know, I'm lucky enough to, well, fuck. As soon as I start talking about being well put together, I'm lucky enough to have great parents and a great family, so I would say in that regard, I'm well put together, but some people aren't as lucky to have that, so anyway, it's totally irrelevant. Actually, it's not irrelevant to the story, because it'll make sense. It'll make sense in due time. So anyway, I see Nicole. I think that's a cute girl, as any normal freshman year 15-year-old boy would think when he looks at any female of any sort. But this one was different. This one was different. She was not like the other girls. And I decided that I had to talk to her at some point. And I don't remember when I did. I think, okay, so one of her friends in the gym class and we have like similar personalities. So we both have like crackhead energy, right? So we were paired up. Oh, wait, the game's starting. We were paired up to do a game together. So of course, me and this girl bonded very well together, right? So we're talking, you know, I'm not being flirty per se, but I'm being like I'm just being me when I talk to women that are kind of, you know, I'm kind of interested in. You know what I mean? Like it's flirting. I was flirting, okay, but like not like complimenting them flirting, but just being like funny. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's how I met her then. But we didn't really like exchange numbers or anything. You know, that wasn't a thing that happened until my freshman year semi-formal. Now, this it's a high school semi-formal of freshmen of 14 and 15-year-olds. It was pretty dope. I mean, I'm not one to dance. Like, my friends constantly make fun of me because I don't know how to move my body. Like, I'm not good at it. I'm like a fucking I'm just like a stick, dude. I can't both staturally and like in terms of my movement, I can't move my body like that. So anyway, I just kind of walked around with my friends, had some conversations, and I see her standing by herself, and I'm like, Austin, you are a man now. You're in high school. You're a man, clearly, right? And this is your opportunity to shoot your shot. This is like a total movie moment, by the way. Total movie moment. I don't remember. Oh, no, I remember exactly what I said to her. This was my... You want to know what, you want to know how I used to shoot my shot? I walk up to her, and I say... I forgot about this until I was telling the story. I completely forgot about it. Oh, this is funny. I say to her, I go up to her, I say, "You look dead inside." That's what I say to her. Because she's just standing there by herself. Like, she doesn't have any, like, friends that are with her. She came with friends, but they went off and they were, you know, partying. And she's not that type of person who you know, gets down and dirty on the dance floor. So it's kind of similar to me in that sense. But, So anyway, I start having a conversation with her, and it's just a whatever. We were talking. I'm assuming at that time she had thought that I was rather attractive because she asked to take a picture with me, and later she posted that on her Instagram, and it was cool. And I think we called each other cute later that evening. Texting on Snapchat or whatever. We did exchange Snapchats that night, that evening. So that's like basically when we really met. I mean, we had talked before. Where did this guy? Oh, he's right there. All right, I'm gonna let you have this one. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I fell, so never mind. I guess not. But that was the first time we ever talked. I remember distinctly. Yes, this was the first semester. This was nearing the first semester, the end of the first semester of the year. So the way our school works is that you take essentially 4 classes a semester. So you have block 1, block 2, block 3, and block 4. Now there are quarter classes, so you may have like 2 block 2 classes or shit like that, but you basically have 4 blocks in a semester that you can fill. So they're like 90-minute classes essentially, a little bit less than that. And we also have like a study hall period that everyone gets, and then we have our lunches, of course. So that's wait a second. I looked over at my recording. I did not know this man. I thought he would still be running, but he turned around and it wasn't good. So anyway, I distinctly remember it was that first semester of my freshman year. And the majority of my interactions with her happened in my 4th block class. Actually, that might not be. No. At the time, it was true. Because we were having the class. Never mind. That's not important. I'm just thinking to myself at this point. But anyway, during my 4th block class, which was my my English class for that semester, we would text each other, and I don't remember how it happened. I remember it was 6 days after we met, and the only reason I remember that is because that's pretty bad. It's pretty horrible when you start dating someone. But anyway, in classic Austin fashion, I don't just ask out a girl, right? Because I'm not that bold. I don't have the balls to do that. What did I say? I said, oh shit, I just said her fucking name. I have to bleep that out. Nicole. Oh, I just said her name. Oh no, I'll have to. That's fine. That's funny. Nicole. I said to Nicole, I need a girlfriend. And that was my way of hoping she would take the hint, which was, just tremendous and gentlemanlike. And just in case you're wondering, I did get better at this, and I had a girlfriend. Several months later, that would be a much better experience all around. But I say that, and she was like, "I could be your girlfriend," and then I was like, "Sure." It worked. Tremendous. Awesome. And the fact that worked should have been the first red flag, but yeah. Actually, there weren't many red flags at all. Well, actually, there were plenty. No. There were plenty that I just didn't recognize, but we'll talk about those when we get to them. So anyway, I'm now in this relationship, and I tell my parents, of course, because she invited me over her house. And they were, they said, oh, she's so pretty. Oh, Austin, she's, oh my God, you got a girlfriend. Jesus Christ. So that's essentially how it goes, by the way. If you're watching and you haven't brought home someone to your parents, or at least shown them a picture, that's kind of how it works. They say shit like that. And when they actually meet them, it's just even better. They like to embarrass you. But so I tell them, I go to her house, everything's great. I meet her family. Seems normal enough. Bit of a messy house, but that's because they were in the process of changing some rooms around. So, it made sense. It was everything was good. Everything was great. Everything was great. My parents met her mom. She met her mom. Never mind. I was going to explain something else, but it's not super relevant to the story. So Nicole here has, still can't believe I said her name earlier. Nicole has, oh Jesus, now that I'm calling her Nicole, I can't think. Nicole has she has a sister and 2 brothers. That's right. Okay. So she had a sister and 2 brothers, and they're great. I like them. I have no hard feelings against her family. You know, they were nice, very nice people, very great to me. You know, I got along very well with her siblings. So, you know, that's kind of something that sucks. When you break up with someone, I feel like the most I've ever missed, like, is their families. Like, cause I've been in 3 relationships technically, and I don't miss the person so much as I miss their families, if we're being honest. No, just kidding. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Okay, but anyway, wow, I've been talking for a while. I didn't think this would be a story that I'd be able to, you know, tell all that well, but I'm really going off the cuff here, which is really nice. So anyway, the way it would work is that I would go over to her house on Sundays, and she would come over my house on Mondays. So, anyway, the trouble starts around Valentine's Day. It might have been on Valentine's Day, or it was either that or a little bit after that. I can't remember. No, you know what? It must have been my birthday that this happened, because she was over my house. No, it was a little bit. I don't think the timing really matters all that much, but it was sometime in February or March, okay, of 2019, of course. And so she pops the question, and I don't mean that question. I mean the the sex question. Like, would I be willing to do it? And to make a long story short, I essentially said no. And essentially, we'll leave it at that. And, you know, she didn't really, you know, she was upset. And, you know, I didn't really care. I was like, I'm not ready for this. I don't have that kind of maturity, which is fine. And if, you know, a lot of people have called me weird for not wanting to bone people, but, like, at this age. But, like, it's very normal. I think a lot of people, like, it's just like how normally you have different levels of maturity in different areas of your life. And I think it's the same sexually, right? So if you want to all the time, great. If you don't want to all the time, great. You know, it should not affect you or anyone else for that matter, and change your opinion of yourself and others' opinions of yourself, right? And that's something I've learned. I used to think, you know, maybe something was wrong with me for that, because some of my friends made me feel that way. But I've just learned that, you know, it's just, that's unfortunate. I've sort of just learned that, you know, it is what it is, and I'll get there. I know I'll get there. And know that you'll get there too. Unless you're 25, in which case, maybe see a doctor, but I'm no medical expert, right? So whatever. I told her no to sex, because that's just how I was. I'm so upset. I was close to winning this one, but that's fine. No, so I said no to the sex question because I wasn't ready. So great. She seemed, you know, she was a little pushy against it, but otherwise, you know, everything, it was fine, you know. Oh, Jesus, I've been talking for a while. So a little bit after that, this is definitely after my birthday at this point. My birthday is March 15th. So this is like late March. I am in a bit of a pick. I'm having a bad day as it is, right? Mainly because I'm tired, because I'm always tired. Listen, I used to sit in my AP World History class, dead ass just stare at my teacher. He sits, so the way that classroom was set up was, it was sort of fishbowl style, and then he would just be in the middle, kind of fishbowl like arc like style. So like there was like no back end to it, and that's where he would sit. And I swear to God, he'd just be talking to us, and I would look like I would totally just be falling asleep in that class, and he would say nothing because he knew it was fine. He knew I paid attention. You know, I wasn't one of those ramskull kids who would be on their phone in that class, which was everyone but me and my friend Ben. Which, no offense to those people, I mean, the class was pretty boring. No fault of the teachers. It's just, I mean, history for a lot of people is just disgustingly boring, and it is to me too. Although I would try my darndest to pay attention. But anyway, where was I? Why did I talk about that? Where did that come from? Oh, I was having a bad day, right? So I was pretty tired that day. You know, I probably dozed off a couple of times in that AP World class. So I was probably just in a bad mood from being tired and agitated. So I'm walking from lunch. Possibly. No. I am walking. What block did I have Spanish? It had to have been 4th. Because, wait, that doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense. Oh, no, it does make sense. Okay, so this is okay, so I got to explain this. I got to explain this in a way that makes sense. So, the day before the day that I was just talking about. So, I'm going to say like yesterday. Okay, so like the day before all that happened. Or the day, sorry, the day I was just fucking talking about. I'm trying to kill people while talking. It's kind of hard. So the day before, what ended up happening is at lunch, my ex-girlfriend, Nicole, was sitting with her friends, and she was telling them a story, a very promiscuous story, and it was not about me. That's for sure. She had sent a picture of the half-nude variety to another male, a sophomore at the time and now junior, and she was talking about it. He also, so her friends knew from that, but the guy also contacted her friends and told them about it too, which was awesome. He was a real G. He knew that, you know, she was in a relationship, you know, he didn't know with who. So he wasn't having any of that, and I really appreciate him for that. He's a G. I've never actually met him, or maybe we have met, but we've never really talked. But he's a G, and he knows it. I think I've definitely said to, you know, tell him he's a G, right? So I'm walking to my 3rd block class, okay? My 3rd block class is Spanish, all right? I love my Spanish teacher, all right? All right, I love Senora, all right? Whenever you try to go into her class, she won't let you in unless you say, you know, buenos dias and all that, and it's great. She's just a wonderful woman. She's a fantastic teacher, one of my favorite teachers, all right? So anyway, I'm going to Spanish, and behind me, her friends are yelling at me, all right? Well, they're not really yelling, but they're trying to get my attention, and like I can tell, and I'm like, I'm having a bad day. Do I want to deal with this? Not really. So I just ignore them, you know. I say buenos dias to my Spanish teacher, and you know, I go to Spanish class, and I just choose to ignore it, right? I think they did manage to. I feel like I'm missing an important detail here. No, because I think they did manage. No, because I know. Okay, I know how. Because I ended up texting them and asking them what their issue was, and they told me what had happened. And at this point, I was just like, I don't know what to do. I mean, I was very frantic. Like, it wasn't even frantic. It was just like, what is happening? Like, that sort of thing. Like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? How am I supposed to deal with this? And it was stressful. So I'm going to 4th block, trying to get this sorted out. I have people coming up to me, you know, and they're telling me, a few people, right? So word's gotten around. But, you know, I'm just like, I don't want to talk about this at this time. Please just allow me to go to my English class, which I loved my English class too. I loved my English teacher. Steve, if you're watching, you're probably not. We call her Steve. That's not her name, obviously, but we call her Steve. So Steve, if you're watching, you're a real G, and don't stop teaching, even though she said she's retiring. She's like 35. She's not gonna retire from teaching. She just wants a different job because she doesn't like children. But nonetheless, Steve's a G. But whatever. So I go to English. I'm trying to figure out, you know, how I'm going to work this out, and I don't know. So I go home. I explain the situation to my mother, and you know, she gives me the advice. Cause I confronted this girl, Nicole, over text, right? And she basically apologized and said it would never happen again, blah, blah, you know, just the normal spiel that cheaters give. My mother told me, she gave me some very unwise, well, generally it would be wise, but in this case it was unwise. Like, I feel like it's the generational difference where, like, back then, when she was my age, sure, but now it's like a completely different dynamic with the relationships. She told me that she probably sent those pictures because she was very insecure about herself, which I probably agreed. I actually found that to be true. But my friends were like, that's not true. That's not true. She's a whore, and you need to leave her at this immediate moment. And so I was like, I don't know. I was really considering it for a few days, and my friends finally got me to do it. They finally gave me that hype of, You know, just break up with her. She's a piece of shit. And so I did. Oh, and it was the greatest thing I ever did. I don't know if I'd actually say it was the greatest thing I've ever did, but it was certainly a really smart decision. She had a new boyfriend, a week later, who's actually a friend of mine now. Hi, Roman. How are you doing? That's his name. And I was like, so I'm one of those really petty people, so I added Roman on both social medias. I added him on both, so this was before I even knew him, right? So I added him on both social medias, and he was like, that's fucking crazy. And I'm like, yes, it is. Why am I doing this? So I didn't. My friends were like, yeah, that's weird. Why would you add him on social media? But that's because I'm a little loopy, but we all knew that, right? So whatever, you live, you learn. I don't add my not that any of my now exes have new boyfriends. They're both single, as far as I know, anyway. So anyway, whatever. There's so much I could tell, but I'm not going to tell it on camera. Basically, she ended up actually cheating on Roman with another kid who she actually had sex with, which was not fantastic news. I mean, I can't say I didn't. Ooh, what the fuck? Okay, wow, that was weird. I can't say it was unexpected. You know, I felt bad for Roman and everything. He hit me up and he was like, yeah, this wasn't a good idea. And I was like, yeah. So it was great that I left that relationship. But really what I'm trying to get at here is the moral of this story here, which is really to kind of know your self-worth. Because I feel like that was a time that I was very insecure about myself, and I really would let anyone sort of get to my heart. So, and that's not very healthy, I think. I think you need to have a sense of, and it's not even like my personality let that happen. It's more of like those types of girls leech off of that aura, that energy that guys like me radiate, which is this underconfidence, and they know they can take advantage of guys like myself, right? So now when you have a sense of confidence, sure, you might see less people coming your way, but you see it's basically not really any much of a difference when you think about it, because you have a low quality group of people and maybe a high one here or there, right? And now you're just down to the high ones, the good ones. And I think that is sort of what I took away from that relationship, right? To, you know, be careful of who you're trying to get into a relationship with. Even though, you know, they're saying all these nice things about you, they really might not be a good choice for you. And you know what? I'm sure there's someone out there who will fulfill her needs. You know, obviously I didn't have the sexual maturity that she had, and that's probably the reason why, you know, she... What? What are we doing? Oh, I see. You were trying to debate me back. I got a hair in my mouth. Well, how did this happen? Okay, so much just happened over the last 30 seconds. Ooh, just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Allow me to kill you, though. Oh, come on. I'm trying to end my story here, buddy. Thank you. Okay, and he's been eliminated. Awesome. Epic. So, where was I? Okay. So, just know your self-worth. Have more confidence in yourself. I think that's something I'm still working on, is having confidence in myself. And confidence is not just, you know, saying, I can do this. Confidence is more, it's like an energy. It's something that you exude, almost. I don't think you can make that. You can make that. It's something that you exude, it's something that you emit. It is not just something that's within, right? Because you can trick yourself, you can make yourself think you have confidence, but you really don't. You know what I mean? And people will pick up on that. People will know whether you're confident or not. You know, you can say you're confident, but you may not really be, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you can just tell someone's confident, or you can tell when someone's faking confidence and it comes off like more like arrogance and that sort of thing. So I need more self-confidence. That is what I took away from that relationship. And I think that's something everyone should have, because it will lead you to make better decisions in your life and understand that you are important, and the decisions that you make will affect your life in a major way, potentially. So when you consider those things, and start to consider those things more. I think that's kind of the baseline for having self-confidence. You know, they say fake it till you make it, but that's not necessarily, like, most people take that as in a way, and they sort of become arrogant, but it's more of your thought process and how you think about situations and how you process them, right? So that's the lesson to be taken away from this story. Be confident. Okay, well. Oh boy, that was a story. I did not think I was going to take 25 fucking minutes to tell that story. I legitimately, no way did I think that would happen, but I did. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed that story. I'm not the best talker yet, but I think that was a really good step in the right direction for me in learning how to storytell. I think that was really good. Like, it's better than what I normally do in storytelling, so I'm going to take that as a win. So thank you guys for watching this video. Wow. If you enjoyed it, which I hope you did because I really poured out my heart and soul there, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next Minecraft Talks. Peace out.
I can get you out of here. Do you have any idea what it took to get in here? Not as far as you can go. Come with me now.